Okay, I hope you gave me a good external trait of your favorite character so far. Now we're going to continue reading, but let's do a quick little recap. So we know that Pete is a new student in school. He came in, the teacher introduced him to the class. He told him to sit in front of Ralph. And Ralph is trying to be nice to Pete, but does it seem like Pete's being nice back? It doesn't sound like it to me. Let's keep reading and see what's going to happen. So Pete's smiling spitefully. Let's steal the ball. We're bigger than them. We can have our own game. Ralph, I don't think so. That's not how we do things around here. Pete, taunting. Then I'll do it myself if you're so afraid. Narrator 1. Pete ran over to the field and yelled. Pete, pass it to me. Narrator 2. When David passed the soccer ball, Pete grabbed it and ran off the field. David, what's going on? Narrator 1. Pete didn't answer. He ran faster and faster, then turned and waved the ball in the air. So, Pete is the new kid at school. He was watching the soccer game at recess. Ralph is trying to be nice to Pete and saying, hey, you want to come join our game? Pete runs out there, grabs the ball, and runs away. So let's think about some internal traits that these characters might be feeling. So how do you think Pete's feeling? He grabbed the ball and he ran away and left all those kids on the soccer field with no ball. So it sounds like Pete right now is a little bit mean and maybe kind of being a bully to the kids. What do y'all think? Let's think about Ralph. Ralph's like, that's not how we do things around here. And then Ralph has to watch Pete grab the ball and run away. So how do y'all think Ralph is feeling internally? He's probably like, ugh, what is happening? I'm trying to be nice to this guy and he's stealing our soccer ball. So Ralph is probably feeling really like disappointed and maybe a little upset because I'm trying to be nice to you and you want to steal our ball? Then David is out there playing soccer, having a good old time, and Pete steals the ball. And David's like, what's going on? Let's think about how David's feeling. He's like confused. What's happening? This guy just ran off with our ball. Those are all internal traits. So let's keep reading and see what happens. Narrator 1. Pete didn't answer. He ran faster and faster, then turned around and waved the ball in the air. So Pete is like taunting them, like, ha ha ha, look at me over here. I got your ball. Narrator 2. At first the kids just stood there. Then they huddled together before walking over to Pete. Ruby and Lucy led the way. So these kids have all huddled up and been like, what is happening? He stole our ball. So we can think about a lot of them, how they're feeling. They're like, shocked, confused. Why did he steal our ball? Let's see why he did that. Ruby, I know you're new around here, but what are you doing? Pete, snapping. I'm playing with the soccer ball. Think you're going to take it away from me? Narrator 1. Ruby didn't argue, nor did she threaten Pete. Instead, she softly but firmly explained. Ruby, it's your first day here, so there is no way you could know this. In Mr. Peltzer's class, we made a promise. We promised to take care of ourselves, each other, and our classroom, and to solve problems peacefully. We promised that in this class, no one would stand by and accept bad behavior. When someone acts hurtfully, we all speak up. We want you to be a member of our class and to make the same promise. So, wow, these kids are really giving Pete an opportunity to join the class and not be a mean bully, to make the promise that they did, to solve problems peacefully, to accept everybody, to take care of each other. I think that's an awesome thing to do. Let's see what Pete says. Pete, dumb rules, dumb promises. What? That is not nice. Do y'all think Pete should have said that to the friends? This whole class is trying to be so nice to Pete. Narrator 2. Throwing the ball to the ground, Pete walked away. The next day, Pete ate alone. When he finished lunch, the kids raced out of the lunchroom. while Pete trailed behind. Ruby ran up to Pete and asked, Ruby, do you want to play soccer today? Pete, I don't play with nerds. Ruby, okie dokie. Pete, hey Ruby. Narrator 1. Ruby stopped and turned around. Pete, nice shirt. Narrator 2. Pete complimented, then squirted his jukebox right at her. Can y'all believe that? Pete called her back, said, hey Ruby. He said, nice shirt, and then sprayed his juice box all over her shirt. Let's think about how that made Ruby feel. We can get clues from the text. Let's read the next sentence. Ruby shrieking. That means she screamed. You are so mean. I'll tell everyone how mean you are. You won't have any friends here. So I'm going to get clues from this text that Ruby is very upset. She shrieked. That means she screamed loud. You're so mean. So there's an internal trait we can pick up on quickly. Ruby is upset. She screamed. Also, an external trait. We know Ruby had on a nice t-shirt, and now Pete has squirted juice all on it. So one of the external traits for Ruby is that she's got on a shirt with juice all over it. We can get all that from the text. We don't even need pictures. I hope y'all are making mental images of all that's going on in this story. Let's continue. Narrator 1. By now, Ralph, David, and some others had come up to them. Ralph. Ruby, I won't let you do that. Remember our promise? Ruby, I don't want to remember the promise. Look what he did. We'll ignore him forever until he leaves this school and goes back to his old school. Narrator 2. Ralph walked between Ruby and Pete. Ralph, we're not going to do this. Ruby, I know you're angry. You can tell Mr. Peltzer if you want to. But I'm not going to let you treat Pete like this. And we won't put up with his bad behavior either. Narrator 1. Ruby stomped away, leaving Pete and Ralph behind. So Ralph is trying to stay with their class promise that they won't treat other people like that. Because Ruby is so upset right now, she just wants to be mean to Pete. She wants to say, no, you're not going to have any friends here. But is that how we should treat people? Even though Pete is not treating Ruby nice, it's hard, I know, but Ruby should still try to work it out. And it says Ruby stomped away. So that gives us a text clue. She stomped away. She's angry. Pete, no one's ever done that for me before. Why did you stand up for me? So Pete's very confused right now because he's been mean to everyone and Ralph still stood up for him. So he's like, no one's ever done that for me before. So we can tell he's confused. Clues from the text. He's confused. Ralph, I've been in your shoes and I learned being a bully doesn't work. And I'm not a bystander. I don't stand by and let mean things happen. Sorry, guys. Besides, Ruby is my friend and you shouldn't have ruined her shirt. Pete, won't the other kids be mad at you for sticking up for me? Ralph, no way. They all made the same promise. We talked about it for a long time with Mr. Peltzer, and every kid here tries to keep that promise. Pete, at my old school, I got picked on all the time. Everybody just let it happen, so I started to tease kids before they could be mean to me. There's a clue. At Pete's old school, everybody was mean to him. So when he got to his new school, he already had the attitude, I'm just going to be mean to everybody here, because that's how I was treated. Ralph, we decide that when somebody tries to be a bully, no one will stand by and let it happen. We speak up, or we ask for help from an adult. But we won't be bystanders to bad behavior. Narrator 2. The bell rang and it was time to go back to class. Pete, they hate me. They'll never let me play with them. Narrator 1. Before Ralph could answer, David, Lucy, and Ruby came towards them. Ruby, I'm sorry about what I said. I can't believe I forgot the reason why we made the promise. If we can remember to stand up for each other, school is a lot more fun. Pete, wow, the kids here are way different than at my other school. Maybe I'll give this promise a try. Ruby, great. Let's go talk to Mr. Peltzer. Pete, hey Ruby, I'm sorry about your shirt. Ruby, no worries. I kind of like the new look. Narrator 2. Everyone laughed as Pete and Ruby led the way into class. The promise. Narrator 1. I will speak up instead of acting as a bystander. Narrator 2. I choose to participate in activities that don't involve teasing. Pete. I forgive others if they make poor choices. Ralph. I model good behavior. David. I accept others for their differences. So that was a really good story, and it explains how Pete was just being mean because in his old school he was picked on, and he thought, I got to come into my new school just being mean so nobody will pick on me. But at his new school, his friends weren't like that. They all stood up for each other. So now I want you to click to the next slide, and we're going to write one internal trait of one of the characters. You pick which character you want and tell me an internal trait of how they were feeling in parts of the story. Like we know in one part of the story, Ruby got very angry because Pete squirted juice on her shirt. Pete was very surprised when Ralph took up for him, so those are all internal traits. And Ralph explained to Pete, I'm not going to be a bystander to bad behavior. So Ralph was doing the right thing. So let's think about the internal traits of how the characters were feeling. So click on the next slide and write one character. You can pick any character and an internal trait. You tell me how you think they were feeling during the story. Good luck.